Hey, what's happening, gang? It's Aaron. Welcome back to Resonant Rise. I lost 2 episodes worth of footage because I set my recorder to 60 frames a second and it recorded. I could see it in VLC, but Vegas doesn't like it. It's too much of a pain in the ass to download some other programs and extract the video. So I'll give you a quick recap. The first thing I did was make a refined storage. Pretty cool. I want to show you something with this really quickly, and then we'll move on. This is really easy stuff to make. So you make almost everything in the solderer. I took this chest away. I forgot I did that. But let's say, for instance, there's a chest right here, and I put my iron in to make my little processor thing. If I put a chest right there and put all of this redstone, the printed silicon, and the processor in here, it would put the processor, it would put this here, and then it would put the redstone. Once it's empty, it will not put the redstone in this slot or this slot. It doesn't care about sides. It'll only do it until it's full. So it's a really easy way to basically to automate this. And we'll probably do that at some point. I did make 4 64K storage disks and an interface, which any ores that I pump through from this side or from this side, they get ejected into this interface and automatically get imported into the system. I want to call it an ME system. It's not really ME, I don't think. See, look at that. We got our rotten flesh back. So I did that. We'll get more involved with this shortly. And then I've also got, besides a cat meowing at me over here, he's about to jump up on me anytime now. I made a few windmills. Well, 4 windmills. I made an RF Tools builder, which essentially works like a quarry if you make a certain card to go with it. Let me deal with these guys. Also, I think explosions are disabled in my area here because I claimed it, so that's cool. Anyhow, there are a couple of things. Besides actually building with the builder, you can use a pump card or a clearing quarry. There's a fortune one and a silk one that you can also use, but I can't afford either of those yet. But the pump, basically, you do both of these the same way, and I'll just do it with this one to demonstrate. You shift right click on the builder, and it wants you to select 2 corners. And what I did yesterday, I should have an area that I've already quarried out. Here it is. It's not a huge area. So what do you say we go to this corner? We'll make this easier for me since I haven't really mined at the bottom of this yet. We'll get shot. I'll just pick that right there. And then we'll need to run downstairs. I should probably plug that hole so I don't fall in it. There's no OSHA here. Actually, let's go all the way down here. So now that we're down here, if I highlight this thing, if I select it, you can see the first corner that we selected up there. I totally forgot about that, so this isn't going to work. So we'll come over here. I'm going to need to go down a little ways. This area right here, I use the pump card, the shape card pump. By default, it fills it in with dirt, and I think the pump does that regardless. So I'm just going to go in here about 20 blocks just so we can see this thing work. Bear with the darkness for a minute. So I'm going to pick this block here in the corner. If I don't select anything, if I just right click it, you can pick the shape. We want solid box. If we just do box, it'll do the outside of it and not anything inside. And you can automatically void all these things, which I didn't realize until I was setting it up. So it kind of makes my sorting rules a lot easier on the trash can. And I'll show you that once we get up there. We'll get this thing running. Then what I want to do is I want to set up auto processing with mekanism so we can triple the ore output instead of just doubling it. The downside is I don't think you get the bonus dust like you do in the sag mill or the pulverizer. But on the plus side, you get 3 of everything regardless. Where did my fence go? Oh well, doesn't really matter. So let me make sure this is solid box. It's got all the coordinates we really don't need to worry about. So we'll put it in here. Make sure it's not running. In this trash can, I've got a filter, and I had already set dirt before I realized that the shape card had a little built-in filter. But I put all of these on the whitelist for this filter. So that is all that the trash can will accept. It won't let me put my conduit in there, my flux duct, or anything. So that's pretty cool. So if we flip the lever, we see the box fill up relatively quickly. This thing has a buffer of, what is that, 100 million? It's really hard for me to count zeros without the commas because my eye is still a little jacked. But I've got 3 conduits extracting, and it's all going into here. So we're basically just keeping all the good stuff with some odds and ends that don't really take up that much space. Not a big deal. You can see what Y level it's at, and if you hover, you can see it right there too. So I'm going to need to craft some stuff. Let me do that, and then I'll bring you back, and we'll set up this. It doesn't look like this is fast enough. We'll set up this mekanism ore processing if I can remember how to do it. I did make a little basement, so we'll probably just put it down here since it's going to be essentially automatic. And then what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to rerun this stuff to get it out of the way, or make some Ender IO conduits. Probably this one, which is energetic alloy, gold, redstone, and glowstone. So let me craft some stuff and I'll bring you back. Alright guys, welcome back. So I think I've got this figured out. Basically what I did, looked up iron ore, I right clicked to see what I could do with it. You could put it in the enrichment chamber, get 2 pulverized, which we know cooks into ingots. Purification chamber gives us 3 iron clumps, but it takes flint, which I didn't know, and oxygen. Pretty sure it takes both. Maybe one or the other. We'll see shortly. That gives us 3 iron clumps, which then go in the crusher, and then the enrichment chamber, and then we can cook it. So it's a couple of different steps. I think I still need to make an enrichment chamber. I think I might have missed that. And I'm probably out of steel right now. No, I'm not. Cool. Okay, so this is like 5 mekanism machines, and I'm mixing in some thermal expansion and get rid of the leadstone stuff. The first thing I need to do is get rid of that. I had to kind of reroute this so that this thing still has power, but I can run a cable. And I can probably just run it down the wall here, which is what I actually might do. Probably the better idea. Yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. And then I can run the power down this wall also. And then if I feel like it in the future, I'm not really worried about it because this is a basement, you know. You can paint conduits with the painting machine or painter or whatever it's called. And you can make it look like any block. So we'll get rid of these. I had to set these up temporarily. They will get put in a permanent place later. And I'm probably going to need more of these. I had to make steel, which is you put coal here and iron here and you get this enriched iron stuff. I think that's what it's called. Enriched iron, yep. And then you put the enriched iron back in here with more coal and then you get steel dust. And then you can cook that into steel ingots. All right, there we go. Hopefully that'll work. So we can get rid of this. The aqueous accumulator does not require power. I just need to put water on both sides of it. So let's put this up here, I guess. So since the power is here, I think, let's see if I can just pull it off. I'll just run the power through the wall. And I'll put the machines in a row right here. So what was first? The electrolytic separator should go first. And underneath that, we'll put the aqueous accumulator. I made some fluid conduit just in case, but I don't think we'll need it. And actually, I've kind of messed that up. No big deal. And I'll go back and make all this pretty later, you know, if it's something I feel like I need to do. So this thing is already working, as you can see. Let me fill up my water buckets before I do this. So it is making hydrogen and oxygen. You know, water is H2O, so you get 2 hydrogen, 1 oxygen per. And I'm getting a virus pop up. If we put the gas tank that I made right here, it should fill up with hydrogen, which is good because if we make a hydrogen jetpack, which isn't too expensive, I could probably make it all right now, we can fill the jetpack up in here. So that's good. And then a lot of times you could put the oxygen tank on the right. It should come out to this direction where the little, see there's the notch missing and there's the little diamond. So if we had put another tank right here, we could have a buffer of oxygen, but I'm not really too worried about that. This actually might be a problem because I might need to put something underneath this purification chamber. So let's just do this. We'll put that on the floor. We'll put the conduit right there. Looks like it's flowing, and it should be in out on this one, but we'll just make it insert just for good measure. And then we'll put the purification chamber right here. Look, it's already got oxygen in it, which is beautiful. These machines work pretty well right to left by default. So what was next? I think it was the crusher next. And then the enrichment chamber, and then the energized smelter. So we'll have to get a stack of ore and a stack of flint and see what happens. What I was planning was, for this one, when we configure the sides, I will put either a chest back here and fill it with flint, or put the exporter, which I made 2 of, on the bottom or on the top, just to get the flint in there. But we'll have to see if it actually needs it. I'm unclear on that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put this thing right there, so it'll kick out everything into the interface. And we'll just, hopefully I've got enough cable. We'll just run the cable back here and connect it to the interface on the back, so that anything we put in here should go back into the ME system, and then I can beautify it a little later. So now all we need to do is test this out. Actually, I think it went a lot more smoothly than it probably should have. And actually, we've got a bunch of ores out here. We'll just take as many as we can carry. That might be all of them except copper. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to... we'll try it out with iron, since I'm actually shortest on iron. So I actually don't need flint. I didn't think I did. I guess that is an either or. You either get oxygen or you get flint. So I need to make the dark red input here. This output eject on. We're crushing. We'll go ahead and turn eject on all of these at once. And make that input correct. Basically copy it all the way down. And we've got dirty iron dust, iron clump. We've already got one pulverized iron. We should get another one, and then yet another when this one finishes. So we just turned one ore into 3 ingots, and they all get put back into the ME system. So what we need to do then, we need an exporter right here. We need to make sure that that input is on the top. We'll connect that, and we've got all these slots, right? So what we do here, we put iron in it. Look at that. It's magically filling up with iron. It's taking all the iron and the ME system and automatically putting it in here. And we could do the same thing with all of these ores. Any ore that this machine will accept, right? So this thing will take stack upgrades and speed upgrades. If I can find them. So many things called upgrade. Here they are. A stack upgrade, which is actually 4 speed upgrades and some sugar. You make all this in the solderer, of course. Speed upgrade obviously just speeds it up. The stack upgrade will actually put a stack at a time. So it looks like we're all out of iron. If I take that out, then it's going to go to the next one, which is tin, and so on and so forth. So once I've got all those in there, I could basically just dump these in here. It's going to take it a minute. This takes stack upgrade and speed upgrades as well. It's not a huge deal since this setup is not super fast, so I really don't need to do that yet. But it is possible. So I'm going to dump all these in here. I think I need to find some copper. I bet I have some in my mining backpack. And this stuff, rutile ore, it turns into titanium, which I don't know if it's really going to do us a lot of good. I'll go ahead and see if it'll go in there, and if it will, we'll do it. I wonder if I have any yellowite. I do not. Let's try this. I'm going to have to make some speed and energy upgrades for this. Once again, if I can find them. Oh, they look different, that's why. So, speed upgrade takes these things and osmium dust. And the energy upgrade takes these things and gold powder. So I'll probably make a few of each, and I'll balance it just to see like what doesn't draw too much power but still smelts reasonably fast. And it looks like this will not go, so I don't even have to worry about that. So I'll just put my copper there and we're all set. So now everything is just automatically going through here like clockwork. If we look at this, what are we using? It's using 80 RF. That one is using 20, probably 20 again. And wow, 160 for that one. So this may or may not have enough juice. I guess we'll just have to see how it goes. Whoa, didn't want to do that. So there it is. There is 3x ore processing. And for this one, you can use any cooker you want. You could use a vanilla furnace if you wanted to, because once this gets turned into pulverized whatever metal, you can cook it in anything. I just did this because I'm just following suit with the rest of the machines. To my knowledge, I don't know that there is anything that collects water. So the other important thing is this will fill up eventually. When it does, I click this button and it dumps the excess hydrogen into the atmosphere, which, you know, I don't know if that's safe or not, like with flames and stuff, and it looks like we're already running out of power. So I'll probably pop a couple more windmills up there, make some energy upgrades, and then we should be good to go. This doesn't need to be super fast, like I said, because it's just going to happen all the time. As long as there's an ore in the system, it will do its thing. So it doesn't really require any intervention from me until this tank fills up, at which point I need to dump excess. But other than that, this is pretty self-sufficient. You see everything blinking. I don't think it has enough power to do anything. Yeah, that's exactly right. So I will work on that. I'm going to get to editing since I was planning on editing when I got home from work and I had to re-record some stuff. So I'm going to edit and upload this. I considered making a digital miner, which is a really cool thing. It's another automated sort of thing. It looks really cool when you put it in the world. It's a little advanced with some of the things. We got to metallurgic infuse some stuff and crush some obsidian and all of that. So that's a little further down the road. The builder thing up there, wherever it is, should serve us pretty well. I'm going to set up a larger area, get a bunch more ores, and then we can start messing with. I got this thing from Cyberware. I don't know anything about that mod, but I want to check it out, and we're going to need resources for that. So I'm going to leave you there. You will see a new link in the description. I set it up. Someone found my Patreon, and now it's out there. I just kind of set it up a long time ago. I didn't advertise it, but since it has been found, the link automatically goes in the description of every video, in addition to the Discord link for the community Arc server. So do whatever you want to do with that. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.